Everybody, continued hot conditions in Medford. You can see it is 113 degrees. Humidity very, very low at 7%. Makes it feel like 106 miles an hour. We do have a little bit of a west to northwesterly breeze at 9 miles an hour. In terms of air quality, Medford, you're right now in the moderate category. Talent, you're in the unhealthy for sensitive groups right now. And in Ashland right now, yours has improved to good. So everybody else in the area has seen improvement and looking pretty good, at least for now. Here are your official high temperatures. 114 in Medford, so that was 1 degree off the record high since records have began. And for Montague, you have a new record in terms of all-time record highs. 111, your previous record was 109 degrees. Very, very hot conditions everywhere. 101 out in Lakeview, 103 in Klamath Falls. The only real relief will be Brookings, so if you don't like the heat, head to the coast. Northerly breeze at 17 miles an hour for North Bend. Everybody else has light and variable winds about 5 to 15 miles an hour. Satellite and radar composite, we're looking at Northern California. You can see isolated thunderstorms trying to develop. They're not lasting very long and they're not really moving all that much. They're pretty stationary. There's not much movement in the upper atmosphere to move these cells. So you can see it also down towards Lakeview. Again, not a whole lot of activity, but it's trying to build and then they peter out pretty quickly. Rest of the state's looking pretty good. We do have low clouds along the Oregon coast moving from north towards the south. Now the big story, of course, has been the heat and the fire danger, but we do have some good news in terms of relief from that. There is a weak upper level low offshore, and this is so hard to see on satellite and even hard to see on the water vapor imagery. I'd circle it here, but this is actually going to be shifting off towards the east in the next couple of days, which will give us some relief. Now we do have a red flag warning for all areas shaded in red. This lasts through Saturday evening at about 8 o'clock. Again, the gusty winds are entirely possible and relatively low humidity. So again, fire danger going to be very high for a couple of days. Stormcast showing we do have a better chance of seeing some isolated showers and thunderstorms moving from the south towards the north as we go through the day on Sunday. And once we go through Monday, most of this activity should start to slowly drift off towards the east. We may still see that activity up and down I-5, but generally speaking, once we get towards Tuesday, things calming down quite a bit. So again, here's the high pressure centered right over southern Oregon, shifting off towards the east. Here's that little low that I was showing you earlier on for Sunday. That pushes on shore. That will drastically cool temperatures quite a bit. In fact, we're going to be looking at temperatures below normal for a couple of days. And then that shifts off towards the east. Once we get to the latter part of the week, high pressure rebuilds again, not as strong, nowhere near as strong, so we won't get quite as hot. And we may see conditions relatively normal or relatively close to average as we get towards the early part of next week. So forecast temperatures, again, not much relief for tomorrow, but more so once we get Sunday and especially into Monday. Temperatures getting right around average or a little bit below average for at least a couple days, and especially going through Thursday. And then that high pressure rebuilds on Friday, temperatures coming back up into the mid and upper 90s. Tonight's forecast, a very warm 73 and 74 for Medford and Wairika, 66 for Crater Lake, and a nice pleasant 54 in Brookings. Your high is 66 for tomorrow, 110 for Medford, and again, we could see a little bit of rain possible with some of these thunderstorms when they develop. So your coastal forecast, temperatures into the 60s for the next several days, getting a little bit on the breezy side towards the latter part of the week. For Northern California, pretty hot for Saturday and Sunday, cooling off finally once we get towards Monday, and then upper 80s after that. For the Klamath Basin, 102 for Saturday, cooling off into the 80s by Tuesday, and it's going to feel pretty nice by then. For the mountains, 90s through the weekend, and then cooling off into the 80s after that. In Rogue Valley, again, it's going to be very, very hot. Chance of rain for Saturday and Sunday, dry and cooler after that.